Welcome to the Thrive in Fashion podcast, where we explore the role of the fashion buyer, the knowledge and skill sets required for success, and the impact of the role in your retail business. In each episode, you will learn about industry best practice and how the buyer's role is evolving in this ever-changing, fast-paced industry. And now, here is your host, a fashion industry expert with over 20 years of experience, Elisabeth Mac Hale.
Hello and welcome to this episode. And today we are going to explore the roles of branded fashion buyers and development fashion buyers. We will discuss their unique responsibilities and the skills that you need, and look at the difference in market sectors within which they operate. Over the years, I have often been asked what I do. And when I have mentioned that I am a fashion buyer, the assumption is, apart from how wonderful that must be, that I actually just go to a showroom and pick out the clothes and buy them. Sometimes I wish it was as simple as that, but the reality is very different. Many think the role of a fashion buyer is a glamorous job, filled with fashion shows, shopping sprees, and globe-trotting adventures. The daily reality is very different. And being a fashion buyer is way more than that. It's a diverse, challenging, and high-pressure job that definitely keeps you on your toes. Fashion buying is also a very competitive space, and not for the faint-hearted, but it is perfect for those who want to combine creative thinking and business acumen and have the right skills. The reason I want to break down the differences in what a branded buyer versus a development buyer does is to identify the different and additional skill set that a development buyer needs. If you are planning a career as a fashion buyer, it's important that you understand the role requirements and the differences with each. I believe if you have worked as a development buyer, the transition to buying branded products is a lot easier because you have such a depth of knowledge. In some businesses, a development buyer may also be buying branded or licensed products, along with developing private label ranges. Thus, if you know how to develop products from concept through to retail, you should be able to work as a branded buyer. Keep in mind that you may not have the flexibility buying branded product ranges that you do have when you are placing your own direct orders for designs. It's not just about personal taste also. There is a whole process involved. First, let's define the two roles. A branded fashion buyer is responsible for selecting and ordering from pre-existing collections, from new or established brands. And the branded buyers decide which mix of brands to buy and sell in stores or online to ensure maximum profit. A development buyer, on the other hand, is involved from concept to retail, which includes the creation and development of in-house private label collections or ranges that will sell in their retail stores or online. And this role requires a really deep understanding of design principles, garment construction, and manufacturing processes. All buyers are required to be constantly trend spotting, have a strong business sense, understand how to analyze sales data to make informed decisions based on the numbers. They also need to be adept at predicting future trends, negotiating prices, and planning what to sell, along with great communication skills. Besides maintaining strong relationships with top brands, branded buyers constantly stay on the lookout for new ones. Whether this is a brand, a designer, or trends, the rise of social media and influencers now play a large part in how fashion buyers can discover and reach out to emerging brands. They must understand the customer and be able to predict what customers will want long before customers even know it themselves. Their main job is to plan product ranges that make money. For both buyers, the job role revolves around the following: trend analysis, which means staying updated on current fashion trends, and changing consumer preferences in order to make informed purchasing decisions. Managing relationships with brand representatives or direct suppliers, and knowing how to negotiate prices and coordinate order logistics is also really important. Inventory management means ensuring the right inventory mix and optimizing stock levels. It means monitoring the sales performance and managing or proposing markdowns where necessary or reordering. Buyers will work closely with the merchandising and marketing teams when planning budget ranges, stock allocation, in-store product displays, and marketing strategies. When it comes to the products, this is really where the biggest difference lies in the skill set. A branded buyer will do product selection, which means choosing from pre-existing ranges or collections from established brands. For the development buyer, the focus is on product development. This means starting from concept and including all of the steps and stages and processes involved in creating and developing in-house ranges. And managing the associated critical path to make sure that happens includes working with designers to conceptualize and develop these new products. It means sourcing suppliers and fabrics and trims and any other materials necessary for the product development. They also have to manage their budget planning and allocation, including the management of the costing and pricing strategy to ensure profitability. They also need to coordinate with their manufacturers for the sample development process, ensure suitable quality control measures are in place, and that the orders arrive on time. Branded fashion buyers need to be adept at the market trend analysis, brand knowledge, negotiation, and data-driven decision-making. They must also be excellent communicators to maintain their strong vendor relationships. Development buyers need all of these skills too, and also need to have the solid grasp of design and production processes, technical skills for creating and interpreting specifications, and project management capabilities to ensure that the critical path deadlines are met and all of the stakeholders uphold and meet those deadlines at the same time. Creativity and innovation are crucial for developing unique products. The work environments for all buyers is fast-paced, and a strong sense of urgency is necessary for responding quickly to changes in trends or inventory levels. For branded fashion buyers, their roles may involve travel to fashion shows or showrooms. Development fashion buyers closely collaborate with design teams and focus on the detail aspects of product development. But if they're sourcing products from abroad, it does mean a lot of international travel to visit their vendors and production facilities, along with traveling to various trade shows and viewing different markets for ideas on trends and doing competitive shopping. So which role is easier? It's hard to say. Branded fashion buying might seem easier because it involves selecting existing products rather than creating new ones. However, the role still requires keen market insight and strong negotiation skills. Development fashion buying can be more challenging due to the need for creativity, design knowledge, and overseeing the entire product lifecycle. If we look at sector-specific differences, this really relates more to knowing who your target customer is and having a clear understanding of brand positioning. Buyers for mid or value segments emphasize affordability, high volume, and a wide appeal, and thus require skills in cost management, supply chain efficiency, and rapid trend adaptation. Experience in large-scale production processes and budget constraints is really important because those challenges are there every season, and especially in competitive markets, you need to ensure that you are providing your customers with value for money and meeting your business targets at the same time. In development buying, the process is pretty much the same. Creating a product from concept to retail, whether you're buying 100 pieces or 1,000 pieces. Buying for the designer segment focuses on exclusivity, high quality, and brand prestige. It thus requires knowledge of high quality materials, craftsmanship, and strong relationships with the stakeholders or luxury brand managers. Moving between these segments can be challenging, but it's not impossible. And more, the skill sets of a development buyer from a mid or value segment can actually add a lot more value to the luxury segment, who are producing ranges more than twice a year in order to keep up with growing consumer demand. Transitioning from value to designer requires demonstrating an understanding of the luxury market, and building connections in that luxury sector. Conversely, moving from designer to value involves adjusting to the higher volumes, cost-sensitive strategies, and emphasizing transferable skills like trend analysis and quality control. To wrap up, being a fashion buyer is exciting and multifaceted and combines creativity and commerce. And both branded and development fashion buyers are key roles in the retail supply chain. The buyers connect and communicate with every part of the business, making sure that everything runs smoothly. They are the axis around which everything operates, especially when it comes to working with design, merchandising, marketing, and retail teams. That's all for this week. Thank you for tuning in to this episode. I hope you found this explanation of fashion buying roles useful. See you in the next episode.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, subscribe, follow, and share the show. For more of Elisabeth's industry tips and to learn more about how you can develop your buying skills, visit thriveinfashion.com. There you can find show notes for this episode and every episode. Also, register for the Thrive in Fashion program and sign up for weekly news delivered straight to your inbox. Until next time.